With a universe as expansive as the MCU, some characters will inevitably fall through the cracks and unfortunately disappear.
Bye, Felicia.
While the Russo brothers have joked that 67 characters could appear in Infinity War, in reality, there are hundreds of characters who have appeared in Marvel's films and TV shows. This is the MCUExchange, and here's our list of the 10 characters we'd like to see return. At number 10 on our list is Dum Dum Dugan and the Howling Commandos. Over the years, Marvel Comics has managed to bring many of the most important characters from Captain America's World War II history into the modern day through various comic book plot devices. However, the cinematic side of things has left most of the cast from the 1940s in history. Whether it means bringing the Commandos into the future or just showing more flashbacks to the 40s, we'd love to see more of Dum Dum and the rest of Captain America's very first team.
What are we taking, everybody?
I'm from Fresno, Ace.
At number 9 on our list is Samuel Stearns, aka the Leader. We first saw Stearns in The Incredible Hulk, where he was set up as a potential threat in a sequel. However, despite Tim Blake Nelson's great performance, that sequel never happened and we haven't heard from the Leader since. While the likelihood of a Hulk solo film seems pretty remote at this point, that shouldn't stop the Leader from returning in another Marvel film teaming the Hulk up with other characters. Number 8 on our list is another forgotten villain, Dr. Franklin Hall. Hall, also known as Graviton, is a former S.H.I.E.L.D. Academy professor who was drawn into the plans of Ian Quinn in the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Though the show has teased his return a few times, it now looks like he may be one of the show's forgotten threads. It would be a shame for such a great setup to lead to nothing, so here's hoping Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. might someday bring Graviton to the small screen. Many fans may remember Tony Stark's one-night stand from the first Iron Man movie, but what many forget is that his partner that evening is Christine Everhart, a recurring character who has now popped up 4 times in the MCU and is number 7 on our list. Everhart returned briefly in Monaco in Iron Man 2, and has even appeared twice in WHIH digital shorts on YouTube to promote Ant-Man and Captain America Civil War. Interestingly, Everhart works at the Daily Bugle in the comics, so it would be great to see her return with a possible connection to Spider-Man. Number 6 on our list is one of the greatest love interests in the history of Marvel Comics, Betty Ross. The daughter of Thunderbolt Ross, Betty is often an anchoring force in Bruce Banner's life. In The Incredible Hulk, much of the plot centers around Bruce's devotion to Betty, but she hasn't been seen or mentioned since. Considering the unpopularity of the love story between Bruce and Black Widow in Age of Ultron, we'd love to see Liv Tyler return as Betty at some point in the future. What would you do if you had the lifespan of an Asgardian but wanted to live on Earth? If you're Elliot Randolph, you become a professor of Norse mythology and take the number 5 spot on our list. Randolph is an Asgardian who decided to make his home on Earth hundreds of years ago and has settled into an average, boring existence since. He's helped the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on a few occasions, but as one of the quirkiest characters in the MCU, we're itching to see more. Perhaps with the release of Thor Ragnarok next November, we can hope to see the Asgardian make another appearance for some sort of tie-in to the movie. At number 4 on our list is Baron Zemo. Though he's only been gone for about 7 months, his return is already anxiously awaited. In Captain America Civil War, Zemo is the master tactician that manages to drive a wedge between Earth's mightiest heroes. Though some were disappointed with Zemo's role in the film, we would love to see him return in the future with a new plan to destroy the team that he blames for the death of his family. Who knows, we might even see him get to don his classic purple mask. Back in the early days of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when appearances from comic book characters were rare, Deathlok was one of the most exciting elements of Season 1. Mike Peterson, the number 3 spot on our list, has now been absent for nearly 2 years, and we think it's time for a reunion. The deadly cyborg would make a great teammate for other powered characters like Ghost Rider, Yo-Yo, and Quake. His need to atone for the things he did under Hydra's control could also be a great basis for his own show. Number 2 on our list is a character that we're almost certain to see more of in the future. While Daredevil on Netflix has played with the elements of mysticism and the mystic backstory of the Hand, many of those details are still unclear. In particular, Season 1 set up a meeting between Stick and a mysterious figure known as Stone. While Stick clearly has a larger network of compatriots in his fight against the Hand in the Black Sky, fans have received precious little information about Stone. With the Hand as a likely villain in the Defenders, it seems likely that our wish for more time with Stone will be granted.
Will he be ready when the doors open?
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a villain who survives their first movie is something of a rare occurrence. One of the surviving villains of Phase 1 is Emil Blonsky, also known as the Abomination. Played with relentless furiosity by Tim Roth, the character is brutal in his hulked out form, but also compelling as a human. Since his epic fight against Hulk in Harlem, Blonsky has been referenced in one-shots and on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but is yet to make another appearance. Apparently, a very early draft of Avengers Age of Ultron included Abomination as a secondary villain, or maybe a puppet for Ultron to manipulate. As one of the few villains that can serve a physical threat to one of the strongest Avengers, we'd like nothing more than to see the return of Abomination, especially if he teamed up with a more intellectual villain like Baron Zemo. That's our list of the 10 characters we'd like to see return to the MCU. Hopefully, some of them will show up again soon. For all your Marvel Cinematic Universe news and features, stay tuned to MCUExchange.com, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel for the MCUX show and listen to our weekly podcasts.